Hey guys, Stock Saturday, and it's another fairly positive week. About 7,000 up on the week, so about 3.5%. A good amount of that has come from this little portfolio. So Pan American Silver actually down, despite silver sort of not doing too bad. But Hive blockchain and Argo blockchain is an interesting one. Bitcoin sort of doing reasonably well, and Ethereum as well. Argo up about 20%, but Hive up about 40%, which is quite odd considering Argo are fully Bitcoin and Hive are sort of half and half with Ethereum. And Ethereum is sort of scheduled to change next month to proof of stake. So yeah, they're going to lose sort of basically all of their Ethereum mining capability. They're talking about whether they can sort of use the cards for high performance computing, AI, and that sort of thing as a sort of data center application, or potentially mining Ethereum Classic or other coins. But yeah, it seems a little bit sort of uncertain future to be sort of rocketing up on that news. Maybe people don't know about the merge, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, not too bad. Atalaya Mining came out with their earnings, which didn't fill you with a lot of confidence. Their sort of cost of mining is getting quite high, projected to come down in the future, but sort of, I think it was $3.30 cost to mine copper, with copper at sort of 360, I think, at the moment. So that's not too good, but yeah, still sort of fairly bullish longer term. I haven't bought because I can't put money in this ISA at the moment, but yeah, I might just buy in Trading212 anyway. So looking at 212, pretty much everything sort of across the board is up. The ISA is up £2,300. And yeah, most of the sort of REITs have done reasonably well, 2, 3, 4%. As I say, Argo up about 20% nearly. Even though Bitcoin, as I say, hasn't sort of moved all that much. The Digital Realty, yeah, 1%. The little ARC Pi up to 4.6%, so that's pretty good. First Majestic 4% up. As I say, silver not doing too bad, but not sure whether I haven't seen if Pan American had their earnings out. I don't tend to focus all that much on them. Stag 6% up, pretty good. Sylvania basically flat. Yeah, the Tritaxes both up sort of 3%, so that's pretty good. They'd sort of been in a little slump for a while. Vici just under 3%. And then, of course, the Nasdaq short is really not going well at all, 40% down. But as I say, it's a small position. If we have potentially bottomed on all of the markets and it's up from here, then I'll be quite happy for this to go to nothing, basically, and the rest of the portfolio do well. So it was only a hedge. But yeah, that's the ISA. So all looking pretty good. Very surprising this week, really. We had the CPI, US CPI, sort of lower than expected. So people may be thinking the rate rises might sort of ease off a little. But yeah, not entirely sure. And the UK had a negative quarter, so a negative quarter two. Not all that negative, it was 0.1%, I think, so nothing to get too worried about, but this is potentially the start of our 5-quarter recession, as Bank of England were forecasting. So yeah, looking at the invest account, up again about £2,300. This is sort of reasonably broad across all of the holdings. Tech doing reasonably well. Alphabet, 1% on Barrett, 1% on Broadcom, I think it was. Glencore, yeah, not too good. Himax, 8.5%. So this was strange. They come out with their earnings were quite poor as expected, but I think they originally said this Q2 up to June was going to be the bottom, and then sort of going onwards they expected rising sales, but sort of not only was Q2 quite poor, they're saying Q3 will be even worse, but Q3 will be the bottom, so up to September. Still look, fairly cheap even with those numbers if they're going to sort of rise from here. But yeah, a little bit sort of unusual. The stock sort of went up on that news, but yeah, so I didn't buy any, and I didn't buy my call option that I was looking to buy, but we'll see. Intel, couple of percent. Emerging markets, couple of percent. Not too bad. Legal and General had a real rise. They come out with their earnings. I think that was quite good from the looks of it. Lennar, 4%. Again, housing market sort of seems a funny place at the moment. Meta Platforms, 8%. Pretty good. Nothing sort of really to propel that, I don't think. But yeah, it was difficult to scrub back through the timeline at the moment with the new Trading212 update. Mixed feelings on that, it seems, on Discord. Micron, 4%, pretty good. The semiconductors sort of doing reasonably well. Nintendo, still down a little. Unsure about them at the moment. Porsche down as well. Yeah. Process, pretty flat for the week. Rio Tinto, slightly down. Certainly looking at them at the moment. Sort of iron ore not looking too bad. Samsung, couple of percent down. Shell, yeah, a couple of percent up. Gas prices sort of coming up again. So I've still got a little bit of cash on the side. I do sort of have a backup plan, if you like, if we have bottomed and everything's just going to rocket up from here, because I won't be all that keen on buying too much. I do need to buy a car, so losing my sort of company car at some point, always sort of knew I would have to buy a car in the end, so I might just bite the bullet and withdraw some of this cash and buy a used car rather than buy some of these stocks that have gone up quite a bit, given that I have to buy a car anyway. So yeah, Sony, pretty flat for the week. Stellantis, does seem like it's bottomed. It's just done nothing but up all last month. So 5% up for the week, looking good. Taiwan Semiconductor, pretty flat for the week, but they come out with their monthly revenue. So July, a little bit of an insight into Q3 sort of semiconductors for lots of other companies, AMD and Nvidia and that sort of thing, and it was all-time record revenue. Admittedly, they are sort of putting their prices up, so yeah, you might expect sort of increased revenue. Doesn't necessarily mean more chips, but yeah, 50% up on last year's July revenue, so pretty good. Stock didn't move sort of tremendously, but yeah, it's doing well at the moment. Taylor Wimpey, pretty flat. Tesla, 4%. Bit of a strange sort of position they're in at the moment. Still think Elon is going to have to end up buying Twitter, so he sold some stock during the week. Vale, 3% up, not too bad. Sort of considering Vale, they had a little drop and haven't sort of done all that much. Still fairly close to the bottom. And yeah, I like the nickel and copper side of things. Obviously still a hell of a lot in iron ore, similar to Rio Tinto. But yeah, looking at both of those. And Volkswagen, yeah, 3% up on the week, despite Porsche being down. Obviously they don't move entirely as one, but yeah, interesting to see. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below. As I say, sort of may end up withdrawing some of this free funds rather than spending it after all. But yeah, let us know how you guys are doing, and like and subscribe. See you soon.